Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome back to Tag Tuesday. This week's tag is the BookTube Island Castaway tag. It is an original tag that was created by AJ Dunn, Reads and Writes. Please go check out their version of this tag. They were kind enough to tag me in their video, and they said some very kind things about me. So I wanted to make sure that I got to this tag. I was also tagged by Bob the Bookerer. Thank you to Bob for the tag as well, and the nice things he said about me. Please go check out Bob's video as well. And I was tagged by Roz from Scallydandling About the Books. At least I think I was tagged. She mentioned me, but somehow she didn't choose me for one of the answers to the prompts. But go check out her video. And if you don't know Roz, she's just a delight, and you should be following her channel. You should be following Bob's channel and AJ's channel as well. This is the kind of tag that increasingly I really like because it's not just one of those where you match a book to a prompt, even though those are great sometimes. This one asks us about BookTubers and allows us to kind of shout out in a fun way BookTubers that we like, that we follow, that we want to bring people's attention to it, and I really like the community building aspect of it. So AJ created a premise for this, which is kind of reflected by the name, but I want to read the premise and then I'll go through the prompts. So the premise is, you were shipwrecked in YouTube Ocean and washed up on the shores of BookTube Island. You must trek across the island in search of rescue. Along the way, you encounter other BookTubers. Explain why you have chosen them for each of the prompts. So prompt number one is, you come upon a hut whose inhabitant decides to be your guide. Which BookTuber do you trust to guide you across the island? I chose Jack, the Rambling Raconteur, for this. Not only is Jack incredibly intelligent and well-read, entertaining and charming and nice and kind, but he also has a lot of experience in hiking, hiking the mountains and canyons of Arizona and Utah. He was a track coach, he was a track athlete, so he'd be able to kind of, buoy my spirits and, kick my rear end to keep me going when it was necessary, and I would certainly trust him to get me to the other side of the island. Prompt 2, you set off in search of food and come across a BookTuber who can feed you. Who is it? I chose Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse because I think Jason and I like similar kinds of food. He has a specialty sandwich which he is the creator of, which sounds incredibly interesting to me and delicious, even though the onions on it would completely destroy my digestive system. I look forward one day to maybe getting to actually eat that sandwich with Jason. But he also he is a great breakfast chef, I hear, and so those are all kinds of things that sound good to me. So I chose Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse to be the one who feeds me. Prompt 3, you and your guide somehow get lost and you're thirsty. Which BookTuber would lead you to water? I chose Karen Evans. That's the name of her channel, and I chose her because Karen also goes on lots of hikes and shows a lot of beautiful places in the state of Michigan. I joked with her that she should work for the Michigan Tourism Board because she makes such great videos showing how beautiful her area of Michigan is. But she almost always ends up at the water, on the shore of Lake Michigan, or a creek, or a lake, or a pond. And so she seems to just be drawn to water, so I think she could lead us to water. Prompt 4, yikes, you fall into a hidden pit. Which BookTuber would you look to get you out? So I chose Noah from Everyone Who Reads Must Converse. I chose Noah for 3 reasons. Number 1, I'm a pretty big old boy, and you'd have to be pretty strong to help pull me out of a pit if that's what it came down to. I think Noah can handle that. Number 2, Noah strikes me as somebody who is really good at on-the-spot problem solving and is really good, in kinds of practical problem solving. So I think that. And also then the 3rd reason is Noah is incredibly positive and soothing, and I think that would help as well in terms of getting me out of that pit. Prompt number 5, the salty air is destroying your clothes. Which BookTuber would you let clothe you? I chose Sean the Book Maniac because Sean oftentimes shoots his videos wearing resplendent blouses and shirts, and I think Sean picking out my shirts would certainly probably be an improvement over my old somewhat overly worn t-shirts, which I have adopted as my official uniform since I retired. Let's see. Prompt 6. Even castaways need a distraction. Which booktuber do you find who gives you the entertainment you need? I chose my good friend Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics. There are a number of reasons why I found Alan entertaining. Number one, he has lots of good stories to tell, and he tells them. 2, he's knowledgeable. He could tell you about stuff you don't know. 3, he's resourceful. He can help you in that respect. 4, we have similar taste in books, so we could always talk about books. And then 5 and 6, he plays the guitar and the harmonica. So, you know, storytelling, similar taste, music, all those entertaining things. I would choose Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics. Prompt 7, shucks, you've been hurt. You need to find a booktuber to heal you. Who is it? This is really the one that was toughest for me. And the reason why it was toughest for me is I'm one of those people who doesn't want somebody else to necessarily take care of an injury that I've had. I have a tendency to want to do those things on my own. I'm one of those people who it seems to hurt a lot less if I do it than if someone else does it. I don't have a problem with the sight of my own blood, and have dealt with a few minorish injuries. If it was a serious enough injury, I don't know that any booktuber outside of you know, the medical people on BookTube, like Tilly, Roz's daughter, and Noelle, the book rook, would be able to actually save my life in terms of serious injury. So an injury of relatively minor where I just have to stop the bleeding or something like that, I think I'd be okay. I guess it depends. A broken ankle, I'd probably need help with that. But you see what I'm saying. So instead of choosing people, because one of the things I want to do in doing this video is I want to choose people who had not been chosen before. Not completely successful here, but the 2 people I chose, number 1 are Jay Shea. Jay Shea would be an incredibly calming presence. He's very wise. He's very smart. He's very soothing. He's very compassionate. And I think that would be really nice to have someone kind of there to heal me in that respect. And then I'd say the same thing is true from Kelly, from Books I'm Not Reading. Kelly's always encouraging us to be kind and take care of ourselves, and I think it'd be great to have somebody really compassionate around while I was hurt, whether I would let them, you know, do anything or not. Those 2 would be the people I'd choose to heal me in that sense. Prompt 8, now it's raining. Which booktuber do you meet who could build you a solid shelter? I know the answer to this one, and the answer is Jason Harrigan, and his new channel is called Black Sheep Books, I believe. I know Jason Harrigan could build a shelter because I believe he's planning on or in the process of building an addition onto his own home himself. He worked as an industrial welder, I believe, in Australia and other places, so I know he has construction experience. Plus, I just think he could definitely get that structure built. Prompt 9, you come across a booktuber who challenged your perceptions. Who is it? I chose Brianna from the channel Rad Reads. Brianna has very definite political opinions, and they share them on their channel in the form of reading lists and suggested reading lists to kind of allow you to explore in more depth some of the social issues taking place in the United States and the world today. And I follow their recommendations somewhat frequently, and I read their books, and the books that they recommend always challenge and change my perception. They help to break me out of kind of the narrow confines of one person's point of view, and to see the larger picture and to get a better grasp maybe of how events impact people different from me. Their channel is great, and I appreciate that about them. So that's who would be the booktuber that challenged my perceptions. Prompt 10, you find the source of all knowledge on BookTube Island. Which booktuber holds that knowledge? I'm going to go with Jen from Remembered Reads, because she is one of the, you know, people on BookTube who is incredibly intelligent, incredibly knowledgeable, seems to know something about everything except baseball, seems to know something about everything, and her knowledge isn't just kind of like me. My knowledge is usually trivial, but her knowledge is usually practical and applicable, and so I would choose Jen from Remembered Reads. And then prompt 11, you finally have a chance to be rescued. Which booktuber do you want to trust to save you? I chose Alba from the channel Seriella, because Alba is just a badass, and I'm pretty sure if I needed saving and Alba was around, that she would be more than capable of rescuing me. If you don't know any of these booktubers, I will leave a link to all of their channels down below, because I'm tagging everybody that I just mentioned. in these prompts, because prompt 12 is to tag people. So if I said that you were one of the people who's going to help rescue me or save me or help me as a castaway on BookTube Island, then I am tagging you to do this video. Please go check out all the channels that I mentioned. Please go check out AJ's channel and Bob's channel and Roz's channel, and thank you again to those three for tagging and mentioning me in this tag. I look forward to your comments in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.